the SK Light Modifieds. 36 cars here to practice.
And you can make a case for 10 to 12 to 15 of them having a chance at victory. Tyler Chapman, third in points last year, 4 victories and a non-points race victory. Alex Pearl didn't have the best of years, his first winless season. And you got drivers like Meg Fuller, who got her first win. Nick Hovey won the Invitational, teaming up with Keith Rocco. Amanda West looking to change her luck around. Cassandra Cole, her best season yet. Bob Charland, Joy Farino, 2 guys who've been around for a long time, but coming off bad years. Who knows what the SK Lights are going to bring, but they're going to certainly bring the action.
The honorary Napa starter gives him the green, and Hovey leads the field to the bottom, short-lived. Moving in the challenge, Tyler Chapman.
Looked so strong in practice earlier today, looked strong in his heat race, and here he is at the front of the field to complete lap number 1 for car number 41. Oh, 31 out of shape, front straightaway. Karsten Cole into the outside wall. Overcorrected the car when it snapped loose.
Yeah.
Too much of the precip falling from the skies. Decision has been made that this event will be moved to May 10th.
Good start. They are picture perfect. As they rumble into turn number 1, Matt Brewer. Side-by-side bid.
Bid for the lead continues.
Side-by-side. Brewer and Alkis. Meanwhile, second row in the competition. Charland decides to run the outside lane as car number 76, Ron Midford. Midford's on a roll tonight. Charland keeps digging in hard, but up front, brand new leader, Tyler Alkis. Just in front of them.
Tight on the backstretch, lap traffic, race leaders all racing each other into turn number 3. And we might have a new leader. Here's Brewer to the inside of Alkis, using that lap car to his advantage.
Hovey is there with that number 16 car. And now, on the bottom is Hovey. Blue and black and orange car. Back up front. Slipped up the track, here comes Hovey.
Oh, and into the outside wall goes one car in front of the field, and Megan Fuller has nowhere to go, along with Vogt in the 75. We're back underway with Ron Midford showing the way to turn number 2. Drifts up the speedway. Hovey looking to go to the inside. Alkis out of shape, will backslide to the tail end of the field. Hopefully everybody squeezes by. So far so good, as Hovey, new leader in turn 4.
3 wide action going off the turn now.
Nobody making a move. Couple of cars together off turn 4 will put us under the caution flag for the second time. The 07 being one of them for Goff, looking for green, and 3 laps to go for the SK Light Modifieds. Nicholas Hovey does not come up to speed. Outside lane goes first by the time they get to turn 1, and that is where we find Tyler Chapman now at the point.
Here's the other Chapman brother, car 44. Off turn number 4, Tyler Chapman is heading for the checkers. Tough break situation.
All behind Tyler Chapman, who picks up the win here tonight in the opening SK Light Modified feature of the season. Let's see what happens here. It was a wild opening 8 laps back in April. We restart here, 32 strong, 12 laps to go as the field comes off of turn 4. Tyler Chapman, last week's winner. In fact, he's won the last 3 SK Light points-paying events. Leads the field into turn number 1.
Battle is already a battle for second. Megan Fuller stuck in the outside lane.
Wade Gagner, a heavy hit to the outside wall in turn 4. Window net is down, but a tough hit for Wade. Tyler Chapman looking for 4 in a row in this division. Brian Sullivan looking to derail the Tyler Chapman Express here tonight. Has a half a lap to do just that within 1 car length. Matthews battling Pearl for third behind them as they're in turn 4.
Checkered flag is about to wave. Back in winning form again. Tyler Chapman will take down the win.
20 laps, feature event number 2 on the night for the SK Light Modifieds. And they go under the green flag with Frank Litwell leading the field into turn number 1. Peter Bennett in that second spot in the orange, number 50. And Megan Fuller advances into the 3rd spot in car number 2.
Megan Fuller moving into the 3rd spot. Peter Bennett makes a bid underneath Frank's number 88 car. And now, brand new leader emerges, Peter Bennett.
Quite the moment for Tyler Alkis off of turn 4. They had to go 3 wide below him, but he was able to keep it off the outside wall, but just by a bit, lost several spots. As a battle for the lead in turn 3. Here comes Megan Fuller, picked up her first win in this division last year. Looking for a win here tonight to the inside of Peter Bennett. Megan Fuller challenging for the top spot in turn 2.
Megan Fuller has done it. She's moved into the number 1 spot.
Paula Root off the pace, off of turn 2 and up the back straightaway.
Down the back straightaway. We've got 2 cars making contact.
That's Joey Farino and I think Matt Brewer. She'll have company here as Cassandra Cole doesn't come up to speed further back. She's okay as the battle for the lead is in turn 2. Matthews outside, Megan Fuller to the bottom.
Chris Matthews digging in hard in the upper lane. Fastest lap of the event in 6, just turned by Matthews. But Megan Fuller continues to work her magic on the inside lane. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Rub rail to rub rail. Megan Fuller not giving up. They come off the turn. Timing and scoring shows that Chris Matthews had it by a chrome horn. Megan Fuller.
Oh, a bit out of shape, and in turn number 2, they get together. Hubby goes around, Pearl becomes involved, others come steaming in, and the caution is out.
Last circuit, .256, here he comes. Goes to the high line. Matthews guards the inside lane. Here comes Chapman up in the outside groove. Matthews comes up about half a lane, doing everything he's supposed to. Here comes Chapman on the bottom. Matthews, 17 of 20, now complete.
Matthews is no doubt going to make it difficult for him, guarding the inside lane. Tyler Chapman trying to build a run. Matthews disrupting that run every time by. Off of turn 4 they come, looking for the white flag. 1 lap to go. Will it be Matthews? Will it be Chapman? Maybe Sullivan. We'll see as they go to the corner for the final time.
Slipped up the racetrack just a bit. That gives Chapman the advantage. Chapman takes over the lead. Matthews right there behind him, lapped automobile. They come off turn number 4. Chapman has done it.
That's an incredible streak for the driver of car number 41. 5 checkered flags in a row in points-paying events.
Yeah, all I can say is My Three Sons Racing is one of the best teams you can be on. It's a movement, that's what we're going to call it.
It's the longest event of the year for the SK Light Modifieds here at the Stafford Motor Speedway as we get set to double down, sponsored by Monaco Ford.
It's always exciting when the SK Lights run 20 laps. Now they got to run 40.
And we are underway.
Cassandra Cole gets a nice run, but Robert Bloxom moves in, takes over the lead. Cassandra Cole drops back 1. They are almost 3 wide. The Anglace machine, Nick Anglace.
Challenges for the lead in turn number 2. Bloxom led lap 1. Here comes Anglace with a run. Cassandra Cole in 3rd. New leader by the time they get to turn 3. Nick Anglace goes to the point, drifts way up the racetrack, but maintains the top spot by a half car length.
Robert Bloxom dives to the inside. Bloxom on the bottom. To the outside. Nick Anglace takes it back. First caution comes out at lap number 17.
Aiden DeGata goes around. Green flags are up, and we are underway. Outside lane gets the jump. Chapman, the push to the 32. Here comes Anglace battling back to the bottom.
Look at Chapman.
3 wide for the lead.
Chapman just did a brilliant move off turn 2. Moves to the inside. Anglace doesn't give it up without a fight. And Nick Anglace at the stripe was still the leader. Chapman, watch that car come off the second turn. They're pretty much even down into turn 3. Anglace pulls away by a nose.
And Glace hanging right with Tyler Chapman in the outside lane. Third time into turn number 1. They are locked up side by side. Bloxom looking on from third. Amanda West in fourth. Megan Fuller fifth. Caution is out. Goff goes around in turn 4.
Trouble now. We've got a spin.
Couple cars together, Paula Root being one of them, and a couple of cars go sliding in well after the fact, including Parolo and Goff. Chapman to his outside. They go side by side once again for the race lead. Chapman has done this before. Bloxom look to make it 3 wide as both of the leaders go high. A bit of a bottleneck mid-pack. Top 10 cars break away.
And Glace now way out wide.
Chapman in the outside wall off of turn 4. Bit of contact. Fades out of the top 5. Gets in the line in about the 10th spot in car 41. Here comes Alex Pearl to the inside of Bloxom for 4th. Fuller steps out of line, front straightaway, looking for the top spot on Glace in turn 1.
Megan Fuller dives to the inside, off the turn. Nick Glace runs a higher line. Megan Fuller is there. Door handle off turn number 4. Still Nick Glace at the line. Here comes Brian Sullivan. 6 laps to go.
Sullivan in third and closing and a half-second back on Meg Fuller and Nick Glace. Glace very comfortable in the outside lane. Fuller digging on the bottom. Here they come with 5 laps to go. It's Nick Glace by a half car length.
Megan Fuller working her magic. Nick Glace, he has never given up a moment. And here comes Brian Sullivan. Megan Fuller continues to hold her line, but Nick Glace continues to hold the number 1 spot. Brian Sullivan is there. Less than 4 laps to go.
Third time by. They are locked up side by side for the race lead. Sullivan gives Fuller a shot into turn number 3, looking to advance that inside lane. Fourth time by side with 3 laps to go. Fuller to the inside. Glace top side. Sullivan looking on in third, 1 car length back.
They're coming up on lap traffic. Megan Fuller continues to run hard at the bottom of the racetrack. Here's the lap traffic. Glace is loose coming off turn 4.
Fuller knows she needs to go a bit higher to get around that lap traffic.
And she does. Megan Fuller in command. Brian Sullivan now works over Nick Glace. Heavy lap traffic. Back to the stripe. 1 lap to go.
Looking for her second win here at the Stafford Motor Speedway in the SK Light Modifieds is Megan Fuller. Here comes Nick Glace with a run up to that straightaway. Fuller trying to guard the bottom, and Glace dives to the inside. Fuller goes high. Here comes Sullivan.
Off the turn. Checkered flag is out. And Megan Fuller, what a heartbreaker. Paula Root and Bob Charland, a Root with the advantage on the inside. Charland digging hard, and right behind him is Nicholas Hovey.
Hovey gave Charland quite the push, maybe too much of a push. Charland overdrove turn 3, and that gives a Root another chance at the top spot, but it's Charland that leads lap 1.
Nicholas Hovey glued to the back bumper of Charland. Meanwhile, Paula Root, he's a competitive guy. Here comes Amanda West. Hovey tries to swoosh down underneath Charland. Charland is not going to be rattled yet. They come to the stripe. Charland and Hovey, wheel to wheel. We've got a brand new leader in 2 circuits. 2 different leaders here at Stafford.
But the battle's not over yet, because Charland gets a run on the high side again to stay alongside the 16. Hovey's trying to stick it on the bottom, but Charland is staying stubborn on top. Another lap of them side by side, and there was a little contact. David Webb goes for slide turn 4, keeps going, and the battle is on for the lead.
As that battle is starting to continue to show a lot of potential and muscle. Chapman is there.
Chris Beans goes for a slide in the grass, keeps going. Up front, Tyler Chapman moves down below the 16 of Hovey, and they're Nerf bar to Nerf bar at the line.
That's not the only Nerf bar to Nerf bar story. Second row is the same. Caution flag has come out.
It's for Chris Beans in the 12.
Charland, he hasn't run on the bottom at all. Nicholas Hovey is to the outside. Here comes Nick Anglaise.
And Hovey's got to run. He goes to the inside of Chapman. Chapman tries to shut the door, but the 16 is there, and there's trouble further back. Joey Farino, Paul LaRue, Jason Chapman, Meg Fuller, Paul Arcari, and Ron Mitford Jr. all tangled. And Chris Matthews has hit the front stretch wall as well, the 29.
After the fact, unbelievable. Chapman and Hovey in a duel at the front.
Oh! Anglaise and Hovey tangle. Anglaise spins and they pile up behind him. Kalogiannis got a piece. Charland got a piece. Casey Bowden the 75. And a couple more as they head to 3 with 8 laps to go and they come to the stripe.
Off turn number 4, Hovey sees some daylight to the inside. Nicholas Hovey moves to the bottom. Chapman in the outside lane. Going, gone. Down the back straightaway. Nicholas Hovey takes over the number 1 position. Digging in hard. Chapman in the outside. Here's Amanda West and Sammy Anderson, all bidding for the top position.
It got tight coming off of 4 as there is just 7 laps to go. Chapman's going to try and do the crossover coming off of 2, and he's back under the 16. Does he have the momentum? It's going to be close, but Chapman is there.
Chapman continues to try to work his magic down low. The door was open. He walked in and slammed it behind him, but Hovey says no way. Nicholas Hovey and Chapman, 2 of the best in this division. Side by side, Chapman by inches. Down in turn 3, it is Chapman. Here comes Sammy Anderson. What a move, Sammy Anderson. A little stunner step off turn number 4. Is Hovey waiting to set up, tries to cross over. Down low, Nicholas Hovey to the inside in perhaps the most impressive move of the event. Chapman still digs in. White flag is out. Nicholas Hovey is the leader off the turn. Hovey has it at the line.
Chapman on the outside, almost got turned in turn 1, but saved it. Hovey has the lead. Here comes Chapman off of 2. Hovey covers the bottom, and there's 2 turns to go.
Hovey down into turn number 3. Nicholas Hovey, he's worked, he's earned it. Here comes Chapman off the turn. Nicholas Hovey will take down an amazing victory.
What a battle in the final 10 laps, and Nick Hovey celebrates his first points-paying victory in the SK Light Modifieds.
And nobody can say that this kid didn't earn it.
We certainly got into each other enough to where we weren't going to wreck each other, but it was good. That was great racing. That was the most fun I've had in a long time.
SK Light Modifieds go under the green flag, and it's Frank Litwell Jr. that leads them to turn 1. They get bottled up from about 4th on back into the corner, but everybody's okay as they hit the back straightaway for the first time.
Down the back straightaway.
Oh, Amanda West out of shape, back stretch. She gets hit a couple of times,
gathers
keeps the car
it back,
going in the right direction somehow, some way.
Off turn number 4. Leader of lap number 1. It is car number 1, and that, of course, is Bob Charland. And while all that's been happening, Nicholas Hovey is marching forward, car number 16. We've seen this happen. Back up front, Chris Beans finally gets some real estate as Charland refuses to give up the spot. Second leader of the event.
Halfway down, 10 down, 10 to go. Chris Beans goes to the point. Charland not going down without a fight in car number 1.
Caution flag comes out.
Norm Sears has an issue on the racetrack.
Christopher Beans on the inside lane. Here comes Bob Charland. Charland, and now Matt Brewer with a power assist, tries to go to the outside. Beans can't do it.
Outside lane gets the jump. Charland to the lead. Brewer is second. Beans the ball. And now there's contact at the front. Fuller gets turned after Beans comes together with the 51 of Brewer, and the yellow comes out, wound up in the outside lane, working to challenge for the top spot. Here comes Alex Pearl up the 3rd, and we knew he'd get there sooner or later. Tyler Chapman has found his way toward the front in car number 41.
Nicholas Hovey does the crossover on the front straightaway. Hovey takes over the lead from Bob Charland. Charland has to settle back in the second, and here comes Tyler Chapman. 2 turns left in the competition. Back-to-back victories for Nicholas Hovey as he comes off turn number 4. Great run for Bob Charland in second. Alexander Pearl for third. Get ready. Double greens are out.
Oh, and they're
trouble.
wrecking. Bloxom, Charland, Pearl, Sears, Matthews, Paula Root as everybody scatters trying to avoid the mayhem. Amanda West is involved. Chris Beans is involved. Morrison and Fuller lead the field to the green flag. Let's try this again. Oh, Mickford doesn't go. Gets hooked by Nick Anglaise. Chapman goes through the grass. And once again, we have problems right on the start, or in this case, the restart. And it brings out the yellow again. But Pearl is giving Hovey quite the push going into 1, allowing Hovey to pull right back up with Fuller in turn 1. They race dead even off of 2, and there's that run coming off the corner for Hovey. He's just about clear of Fuller.
Megan Fuller continues to try to guard the inside lane. Nicholas Hovey is there, and we've got 2 cars spinning.
That's David Webb and Austin Goff in turn 4 while they battle on from second on back.
Tyler Chapman is there. Off turn number 4, back to the stripe. Megan's got a nice run in the outside lane.
Pearl on the bottom had a great run off of 4, slides up a bit, might have made contact with Hovey as they race side by side for the lead. It's been a long time since we've seen Pearl win. He's trying to break that drought. It's been almost 2 years. He rides Hovey up the track coming off of 4, but they're still neck and neck.
Down into turn number 1. Pearl puts the Darling Auto Machine into the lead. Different lead change. Here comes Chapman. Tyler Chapman with a 41 car. Megan Fuller still right there. Here comes Sammy Anderson, car number 21.
Yeah, Sammy's done a good job holding her own in the top 5. She started up front, but so far she has stayed up there. Pearl has the lead, but the bottom has been open for Tyler Chapman, and he's going to go for the top spot.
Meanwhile, keep your eyes on Brian Sullivan. He just clicked off the fastest lap of the race. 20.045.
As they're side by side for the lead, Tyler Chapman is going for it on the bottom. He sent it in deep in turn 3. He's holding his own on the bottom, but there's still Nerf bar to Nerf bar coming off of 2.
Down into turn number 3. Pearl still tries to hold on. Chapman makes some magic to the inside. Chapman, by a bumper, is the brand new leader. Not done yet. Still off turn number 2. 2 by 2 by 2.
Caution in turn 4, Wade Gagner. Another as Chris Matthews takes a look at turn 1. Pearl and Hovey tangle. That's a battle for second spot, and Pearl winds up going around. Now Sullivan's going to dive to the bottom and try to get past Fuller. Racing Nerf bar to Nerf bar off of 2 for second. Oh! Fuller checks up, gets hit from behind, hits the wall hard, but keeps going. And the right front is messed up on that car. She hits the wall even harder.
Down into turn number 1. Still side by side. Brian Sullivan up in the high groove. Momentum is the story. And look out, because here comes Chris Matthews. Off the turn. Back to the stripe, almost 3 wide.
They're leaning on each other hard, coming off of 4 with 2 laps to go. Sullivan on the outside has the momentum. Chapman gets a little loose. Matthews gets even looser through 1 and 2 through the speedy dry, but they're still bar to bar down the backstretch for the lead.
White flag is out, no surrendering at the point. Brian Sullivan in the upper lane. Tyler Chapman in the bottom. Side by side. Final time, turn number 1. Off turn 2. Bonza, Chapman to the advantage. Sullivan is still digging in hard.
Chapman ran a little bit high to avoid the speedy dry, and it gives him the advantage. Sullivan has 1 shot on the outside, but Chapman stays in front. Tyler Chapman at the checkered flag takes his 4th win of the year by less than half a car length.
SK Light Modifieds go under the green flag, and a great jump in the outside lane by Megan Fuller, who will lead the field to turn number 1 for the first time.
Megan Fuller burned her hand bad this morning in a cooking accident in her kitchen. She's cooking of a different type right now.
Anglaise top of the racetrack, just in front of Bloxom and Bob Charland. Bloxom gets turned off the front bumper as Charland and Tyler Chapman may have got a piece of it. Others become involved at the back of the field.
Caution flag comes out.
Still a long way to go here for the SK Light Modifieds.
Megan Fuller continues to try to dig hard, but Chris Matthews moves to the front of the class with aggression, and right there with him, he clicked off the quickest lap of this event. Now, Ingles tries back up front. Chapman rolls down into turn number 4. Brand new leader emerges. It is Tyler Chapman in command.
And just set the fastest lap of the race in the process while taking the top spot away from Chris Matthews. Mother Nature
has finally beat us.
Gonna win out. The race is official.
Tyler Chapman will be declared the winner.
5 wins on the year in 8 races. They're just firing on all cylinders.
Double greens are out. Sammy Anderson digging in hard in the outside. Robert Bloxom down low. Deep into turn number 3. Off the turn. Bloxom leads him back to the stripe.
Sammy Anderson pushed up the track. Contact between Jason Chapman and Nick Ingles forces Ingles up the track, and he's going to lose a multitude of spots. And they're still lockstep 2 by 2 all the way through the field. Oh, and there's contact. Sammy spins. Vian spins right in front of everybody, and more cars pile in.
Wow.
Matthews is involved.
A chain
Hubby's
reaction.
involved, the 16 car. Tyler Chapman's involved, the point leader. He's got nowhere to go. He's on the outside line. He's trying to shove Bloxom ahead of Chapman, but Chapman is keeping strong on the bottom, so they'll still race side by side. Now Pearl moves to the bottom behind Jason.
Good action wherever you look in this one. In the top 10, down the back straightaway. Crossover move.
Oh, they touch!
Bloxom. Pearl makes it through.
Amanda West gets a piece. Bob Charland is tangled up as well. Chris Vians goes around. Nick Hubby's also involved. So Pearl leads the way now with Tyler Chapman in second. And Tyler Chapman did not have the best of jumps. Megan Fuller's trying to push him back alongside the 7, but Fuller dives to the bottom, and now she wants second spot from Chapman. Oh, Chapman's up the track. He might have a right front tire issue, and he's going to fall all the way to the back.
1 lap to go.
It's been since August 19th, 2022. The last time Alex Pearl hit victory lane. He has come close many times since, but tonight could be the night as he leads the way off of 4.
Double checkers. Alexander Pearl is in winning form tonight here at Stafford.
Been a long 2 years to get one at this point in the season. I thought we'd have one before that, but all in all, the car's been really good every week.
One car, Matt Brewer, doesn't come up to speed in the 51, keeps that car to the far left and nearly in the infield dirt as everybody else goes to his outside. Bloxom with the race lead up the back straightaway. Casey Boat in second, but finding a lot of pressure from Nick Ingles, who has the momentum built and wound up in the outside lane. He'll go to third, to second, and maybe to the lead in turn 4 on Bloxom.
What a move, outside to inside. Car number 10, Nick Ingles moves to the front of the class, and he will take over the lead. 3 circuits in, 1.5 miles.
She too having to dig her way through the field.
Meanwhile, keep your eyes on the 7.
Oh, trouble, Hubby
trouble.
Gets into Midford, and everybody, well, not everybody's going to escape. Amanda West will become involved with Jason Chapman. It looks like Cassandra Cole.
He takes over 3rd position. Sammy Anderson.
Well, Alex Pearl got stuffed into the outside wall. One car comes across in the face of traffic. Indeed, a right front tire down on the number 7 car for Alex Pearl, the most recent winner in this division.
And the green is back out.
Back to turn 1. Ingles with the advantage this time, but how about Chris Matthews? 3 wide for the race lead from 3rd to 1st. By the time they get to turn 3, Matthews goes to the point. And just over a year since Chris Matthews last won here at the racetrack in car number 29. June of last year, a 20-time winner, looking for number 21 here tonight in turn 4 for the final time.
Off turn number 4. Chris Matthews is back in winning form here at Stafford.
I wasn't sure we were going to make it back here, but man, this Chassis Pro car did it. It's awesome.
We are underway. Frank Litwell Jr. to bring the field into turn 1 for the first time.
Litwell, the third-generation driver, guards the inside lane. Coming off the turn, down the back straightaway. Casey Vogt to the outside. Frank Litwell continues to dig hard on the bottom. Car number 88, a home-built race car, will lead lap number 1. They are 3 wide as they come back to the stripe.
I think better of it, though, will be Morrison, who is coming off what a great race a couple of weeks ago, running inside of the racetrack, challenging for second. Look at Amanda West. What a run in the outside lane. Cuts to the bottom in turn 3, challenging for the top spot, and the race lead to complete lap 2.
Amanda West is like she's possessed. She works her magic to the inside. Second leader of the event suddenly changes all of that down the back straightaway. Amanda West on the inside dives down low into turn number 3. Amanda West becomes the brand new leader off turn number 4.
She'll lead lap number 3 at the line over Casey Vogt in second. 4-way battle for the win. White flag, 1 lap to go for Amanda West in car number 15. She leads off of turn number 2. Does Morrison have anything left in car number 35 or Nicholas Hovey in the 16? Checkered flag this time for Amanda West.
Off turn number 4, Amanda West has done it, taking down her first career victory.
First career win here at the Stafford Motor Speedway in the SK Light Modifieds for 24-year-old Amanda West.
This has been a long time coming. I mean, we've been doing this for like 6 years and we're long overdue, so it feels good to be here.
Severely damaged and is starting in the final row.
Green flag is up. We are underway for 20 laps. Bob Charland doesn't come up to speed. Nicholas Hovey goes around and everybody avoids him somehow, some way.
Sammy Anderson digging in hard on the bottom, but Casey Vogt moves to the outside lane, and there's Christopher Vians.
Karsten Cole doesn't come up to speed, nearly gets turned by his sister Cassandra as they go back to turn 1. Front half of the field gets away. Chris Matthews 3 wide to the bottom on Christopher Vians and Sammy Anderson for 4th. Megan Fuller up to second.
Yes, Megan Fuller moves into second. Off turn number 4, it is Tyler Chapman heading to Napa Victory Lane.
Off turn 4 they come. Sammy Anderson will take the green flag and lead them into turn 1 for the first time. Brewer in second, Mitford and Charland in row 2, Alex Pearl and Amanda West out of shape further back, and some other cars stack up in turn 2. Tyler Chapman, the point leader, one of them in the 41 car.
On the initial start, back up front, here comes Ron Mitford with the number 76 car. Mitford dives to the inside. Sammy Anderson in the outside lane. White car versus black. Bottom of turn number 3 with 2 laps about to go into the record books. Different leader in each lap. Here comes Ron Mitford to take over the lead.
Oh, Bob Charland became hooked with Vians here on the front straightaway. Both were heading toward the infield, but they're okay. Just in front of Amanda West and Chris Matthews. Battle for the lead in turn number 3. Sammy Anderson in the outside lane. Mitford to the bottom, and it's going to be Mitford by a half a car length at the start-finish line out front.
Meanwhile, Nicholas Hovey comes from the mid-pack of cars. Hovey now moves into the 3rd spot, clicking off the quickest lap in 3. He is the fastest car on the racetrack, but out in front, Ron Mitford continues to dig in hard, but Sammy Anderson is definitely an opponent that can run the outside. She's not afraid of speed, and Sammy Anderson takes back the lead. Nicholas Hovey becomes the second place car.
Trying to build a run is Nicholas Hovey off of turn number 2 as Austin Goff is slow here on the front stretch. Here comes Hovey inside of Sammy Anderson for the race lead. 8 laps to go, and at the line, it's Anderson by a half car length.
Sammy Anderson looking for that first and important victory here at Stafford. She continues to run the outside, off the turn, side by side, wheel to wheel. Hovey to the inside, Sammy Anderson to the outside. Here comes Pearl, back off turn number 4. Lead change, Nicholas Hovey, but will it stick?
But not by much, less than 1/100th of a second between the top 2 at the line. It's going to be Hovey taking the race lead off of turn 2.
Caution is out. Car number 99 will go spinning, and that is Mark Massario.
Green is back up. Hovey and Alexander Pearl goes nose to nose for the race lead in turn number 2.
There's no question about it. Pearl is up on the wheel in the outside lane. Megan Fuller aligned herself perfectly, but then she had to back out of it a bit. Here comes Sammy Anderson. White flag is out, 1 lap to go.
And here comes Pearl peeking to the inside of Hovey. Hovey goes to the inside of the racetrack, upsets both of the cars, and here comes Anderson trying to get it wound up topside. Fuller back to the bottom, heading to the checkered flag, Nicholas Hovey and Alex Pearl.
Hovey continues to hold on. Pearl runs in his tire tracks. Nicholas Hovey will take down the win.
20 laps the distance. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is up, and Matt Brewer will set the pace into turn number 1 for the second time tonight for the SK Lights. Casey Vogt to the outside, trying to take the race lead away. Bloxom is there in third. Ron Midford and Bean's out of shape, going to stack the outside lane up just a bit. Amanda West having to thread the needle further back 3 wide with Alex Pearl to her inside.
Now moving in, Casey Vogt. Up the hill goes Matt Brewer. And here comes Chris Matthews.
Winningest driver in the division, looking to add to that tally here tonight. Goes to the inside of the racetrack in turn 1. New race leader by the time they get to the back straightaway. Chris Matthews to the point.
You're riding with car number 29 as he comes off turn number 4. Back to the stripe he'll come. Chris Matthews has done it to take down the win.
Led by Paul LaRue as he brings the field into turn number 1 for the first time.
Down into turn number 1, great start. Paul LaRue up on the wheel and up on the gas, down the back straightaway. Supreme Industries looking supreme at the front of this field. To the outside, Frank Latois. Here comes Charlene, car number 1 to the inside lane, but the point of the arrow is Paul LaRue. While that is happening, it works to the advantage of Paul LaRue. He is starting to string it out at the front of the field.
Trouble back straight away. Ron Mitford Jr. will go for a spin. Had a little bit of help.
Gone down into turn number 1. Paul LaRue with the advantage. Trouble now.
Of cars and a bunch of cars go into the turn 1 wall, and Megan Fuller being one of them. Karsten Cole cuts to the bottom, or tries to, in car number 1 on Amanda West, who breaks loose in turn number 1. They're going to stack up behind her. West saves the car, but others become collected further back. Getting the advantage as they go back to turn number 1. Morrison drives it deep into the corner, outside lane. High side momentum, high side speed, and Morrison goes to the front of the field.
It is Matthews, and look at car number 41, Tyler Chapman. He sunk it in at a ton. Chapman moves into second by inches as Chris Matthews takes it back at the stripe, off the turn, down the back straightaway. Second becomes heated. First is car number 35 for Josh Morrison.
Morrison now under attack for the race lead. Here comes Tyler Chapman in car 41. Morrison slides up the racetrack in turn 1, gives Chapman room to the bottom. Morrison a bit stronger though, has that high side momentum up the back straightaway, but don't think that's going to be enough then by the time they get to 3.
You are exactly right, but when they come off the turn, they are evenly matched. It is still Morrison at the line, 15 laps of 20. Morrison continues to work his magic in the upper groove. He will sink it in at a ton down into turn number 3. Josh Morrison shows that his credentials have come into play when you can run with Tyler Chapman to the outside lap after lap.
Had a second place finish here a couple of weeks ago for Josh Morrison, his best run in this division. Wanting that first win so bad, but Tyler Chapman wanting to extend his point lead here tonight on the bottom in car 41. Morrison staying right with him for the third time by. They are locked side by side with just a couple laps to go.
There's no question about it. The magic is still on at the front of this field. Here comes Nick Hovey. He's all over the number 29 of Chris Matthews. But a brand new leader emerges off turn number 4. Tyler Chapman is moved to the front of the class. Keep your eyes on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Off turn number 4, back to the stripe they come. Tyler Chapman will take down the win.
Chapman is still staying up front, and that point lead is so big, Matthews needs a lot of help with Chapman having trouble in 2 races to have a chance at the championship. Arcari and Gagner. Arcari spins. Tyler Chapman ends up in the wall. That's our point leader and defending race winner.
They are not going to prepare the 41. They're going to go to the 44.
Bottom of turn number 1. Who gets the bite off the turn? Inside lane looks racy. Robert Bloxom in the Dell's vinyl siding car is at the point. The girls are starting to show their potential as Megan Fuller and Amanda West have been duking it out. Trouble. Contact is made. Nice save by Amanda West and Megan Fuller.
Got a couple cars tangled in turn 2. Paul Arcari in the 55 and Aiden DeGata in the 8, which brings out the caution.
Here they come.
Oh, Bloxom did not go. He missed a shift. Everybody stacks up, but everybody comes out of it fine. That allows the Root to take the lead, and then Glaze spins in front of everybody. Everybody scatters left and right. Somehow everybody missed him. Now Morrison is right on the 32's back bumper. There's only 5 laps to go. Morrison cannot waste any time as he tries to pull up on Bloxom to go into 3. Here he goes, making his move. The bottom shot through 3 and 4.
They come off the turn. They cling and they clang back to the line. We've got a brand new leader. 16 laps into the event. Morrison becomes a brand new leader. Bloxom isn't done yet. Here comes car number 7, the Silver Bullet. Alexander Pearl up to the 3rd spot, side by side. Amanda West going for 4th. Paula Root in the middle as they come back off turn 4.
Which lane is Pearl going to choose? It looks like he wants to go to the bottom. They're still side by side in front of him. Bloxom is staying strong up top, getting that momentum, and they're still racing wheel to wheel, and it'll be 2 laps to go when they come back around. Morrison on the bottom, Bloxom up top, both looking for their first SK Light win.
They single out top 3, bumper to bumper and nose to tail. Bottom to turn number 1, off the 2nd turn. Morrison is still there. Here comes Pearl, winds it up tight. Who will make the move? Here comes Bloxom. Bottom shot move. Lead change, short-lived, off the turn. White flag is out.
This is going to come down to the wire. Final lap in the SK Light Modified feature. Bloxom lost the lead, but made the move to get it back, and he's clear off of turn 2 while they're side by side for 2nd.
Here comes Pearl. He dive bombs to the inside. Deep into turn number 3. Off the 4th turn. Robert Bloxom has done it. He'll take down the win for Dell's vinyl siding.
Robert Bloxom III.
What a good job.
What a race. What an amazing finish.
Yep.
And it ends with a first-time winner.
Get reset, we come back, and show you guys how strong we are.
20-lap main event is underway. Frank the 12 gets the jump, but it's Anglace with a wider arc into turn number 1, trying to take the top spot away.
There's no question about it. Working his muscle in the outside lane, and Glace goes to the top. He will take over the lead. The cream is rising to the top.
Including Amanda West, who looks to the inside of race leader Nick Anglace for the race lead. Anglace outside, West to the bottom, looking for her 2nd win of the season. Bloxom right there in 3rd, looking for his 2nd win in as many weeks. Here comes Tyler Chapman, the point leader.
4 cars under a blanket, down the back straightaway. Anglace by inches. Amanda West shows some muscle off the turn. Looks like this time, it's still Nick Anglace to lead him. 8 of the 20 laps. Amanda West, like Superman or Superwoman, in this case, to to the inside. She continues to work her magic on the bottom. Bloxom is there behind her. There is Midford, and there's Vogt.
Casey Vogt rounding out the top 5. Tyler Chapman to the outside of Nick Anglaise, who leads the outside lane. Amanda West still pulling the train on the bottom as they go to turn number 3. West about a car length back now. Anglaise trying to build that momentum. West not giving up, but she's got company topside in the form of Tyler Chapman.
Certainly does, and they are side by side like two cymbals in an orchestra. Off the turn, Anglaise tries to string it out, and now the new factor involved in all of this, Tyler Chapman. But Amanda West just refuses to give up.
Heck of a race for the SK Light Modifieds tonight. What an amazing 6 laps that we have seen since the restart. There's still 9 to go, and Amanda West trying to put that 15 car at the front of the field in turn 4.
Off the turn, back to the stripe they come. It is Amanda West in command. She earned every lap, every turn, every moment to get to the front of this pack.
Bloxom out of shape, little contact with Mitford in turn 3, racing for 4th. That allows Tyler Chapman to take the 3rd spot and now go to work on Nick Anglaise for 2nd as Amanda West nearly comes into the 10 of Anglaise. There was some slight contact here at the start-finish line. That allowed Chapman to go to 2nd.
Amanda West continuing to dominate the racing action. .126. First, between 1st and 2nd, Charlene is off the pace. Down on the grass, he spins car number 1.
Here they come, 6 laps to settle it, and a good restart for Amanda West, but she'll nearly get turned as Tyler Chapman gets the jump into turn number 1. Bloxom the 2nd, West back to 3rd.
Here they come off turn number 4. Tyler Chapman has done it again. Checkered flags are out.
Tyler Chapman for the 8th time this season, your winner in the SK Lights.
Tyler Chapman can clinch the championship, and that is with a 15th place or better finish, or 14 positions within Chris Matthews. Green flags are up, 20 laps a distance, the first of 2 features this weekend for the SK Light Modifieds.
Matt Brewer tries to lead him in there 3 wide already before they get off the 2nd turn. Down the back straightaway, it is Sammy Anderson. Look at to the inside, car number 2. Megan Fuller off the turn, bit for the lead. It is Chris Matthews.
A lot happened that first lap, Ben, with Matthews out front, just squeaking out over Sammy Anderson out in the front of the field as they go to turn number 2. In fact, Anderson credited with leading that first lap. Matthews back to the bottom. Megan Fuller, Chris Vian side by side for 3rd.
They come off the turn back to the line. 6 cars make it 7. Like a swarm of bees rattled in the nest. There's no question, Megan.
Trouble off the corner. Cassandra Cole in front of the about second half of the field sideways, and some cars go piling in, including Nicholas Hovey. Nice and even at the line, with Matthews having the advantage by a half a car length over Chapman. Anglaise, Fuller trying to make the podium in car 2.
There's no question, Megan Fuller now has finally found the opening to the outside. Back up front, Matthews still the leader of the pack. Chapman way out wide. 2 laps to go.
Wanting to win and wanting to clinch the championship while in Napa victory lane. Talking about the 41 of Tyler Chapman, a lap and a half away potentially of just doing that. But here comes Chris Matthews, back to the inside, winningest driver in the history of this division. Car 29, white flag, 1 lap to go.
Final circuit down to the bottom of turn number 1. They are wheel to wheel and side by side. Nobody's giving up an inch. Chapman strings it out by, well, half a car. Then all of a sudden Matthews gets a 2nd win. The fans are standing up in the aisles and seats. Checkered flag is out. Timing and scoring shows that Chapman will take down the win.
Photo finish to determine the win here tonight, and ultimately the 2024 track championship for the SK Light Modifieds.
Obviously, I knew I had that 128-point lead, but you can't worry about points when you're racing with 33 other cars.
the SK Lights for one of their longest events of the year. Another 40-lapper, the King of the Crates. Looking for the green flag. 40 laps the distance. The King of the Crate for the SK Light Modifieds is underway.
No question about it. It is Frank Latois to the inside of the front row. Meanwhile, digging in on the outside is Charland, 2x2. Who's pulling out of line first? Bid to the bottom. Here comes Midford. Car number 76, Ron Midford, going for it down the back straightaway. Hubby is in a side-by-side battle with Charland. One roll back, and then it's Megan Fuller digging in with Josh Morrison. They come off turn 4, 2x2 and side-by-side.
And a new leader as they go back to turn number 1. Midford goes to the point.
Two red cars contending for the 5th and 6th spot. Charland is one of them, and
Battle
here comes
for lead, turn 3. Hubby stepping out of line to the inside of Midford. New race leader, Fuller a little out of shape further back, racing for 3rd. Here comes the 41, this year's SK Light champion, goes to the point at the start-finish line.
Manages to pull out into the lead. Hubby has to settle back into 2nd. Then there's a huge gap.
Looking at tying the mark of all-time win leader in this division at 22. Picked up win number 21 a night ago. He's in turn 3 for the final time for Tyler Chapman.
Off the turn, Tyler Chapman is back, and he will be the King of the Crates.
20 laps, the final SK Light Modified feature event of the season is about to go green.
Off turn number 4, they wind him up tight. Double greens are in the air. It is Charland by inches to the bottom of turn number 1. Challenging on the outside is Josh Morrison. Here comes Paul LaRue, and right there with him is Matt Brewer. Down into turn number 3 by inches. Morrison takes the lead. Charland drops back to 2nd. Here they come, back to the stripe.
Josh Morrison will lead lap number 1 as they go back to the corner.
White flag is out. Meanwhile, Matt Brewer in a dogfight battle with Tyler Chapman, and there is Charland trying to come back to life as well. Deep in turn number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the black and whites are waving. Nicholas Hubby has reeled in, but Josh Morrison will take down the win.
Nothing like a first-time winner in Josh Morrison picking up a win here this evening.
It means a heck of a lot. We work so hard in the shop, and all my guys here at the track, I just have to thank them.
Tyler Chapman caps the season off, your 2024 SK Light Modified champion.
It's a workout this year about every day in the shop, just making sure the car's 100%. We didn't want any parts failures through the year. We definitely could win a lot of races, but we just had to hold the car together.
I mean, we've been going at it for 4 years. I know it's not that long, but after 4 years of not winning it, Steve went through a couple years of not winning it. Jason hasn't won one yet at Stafford, so definitely the biggest track in New England is to win a championship there feels pretty good.
I would say we still got things to improve on. We like everyone, we're always looking for more speed, so we'll continue that and, go through the car again and see what we can and can't find. And I mean, overall, obviously we're super happy with, being that competitive and hopefully we can keep it going.
Definitely a top 3 car all season. I would have liked to finish 2nd in points, but all in all, we had a really good year. Didn't really wreck the car too bad. Had a couple minor wrecks, but all in all, a great season.
A lot better than we've ever done, for sure. This was actually the first full season I've ever ran there. So it means a lot, just to have something to show at the end of the year.
Racing is a team effort, so it feels good when the morale's high and everybody's happy, with all the good finishes and, our best season yet. Top 5 in points.
I think just the photo finishes, the good racing, good hard racing. I know we had a couple good battles with Hovey. We're just moving forward. We don't ever want to slow down. I mean, if you celebrate too much, the world's going to pass you right by and you're not going to get another one. So we just move forward and get ready for next year.